Hey everyone, today I want to talk about something very important. How real estate investors using AI wrong. They're yapping away on a chat bot or chat GDP, talking to the machine and talking to the app and using it in the wrong way because it's not really adding value to your life. It might give you some ideas and some stuff like that, but doesn't really take away the productivity you need to add value, meaning that it helps you do work like a team member or a business partner or a mentor, and it doesn't produce the results you want. It just yaps away and talks. But then you have to know how to prompt it correctly to make sure it gets the results you want. So in this video, I just want to go through, kind of show you an example of how I use it. And I give you a secret code in Claude Code that you can help you get you better insights and better ideas on what you're doing and how to brainstorm and how to grow your channel, grow your brand, and get more viral videos. Okay. And today we want to start with why I think a lot of people are not using the full potential of AI. They're just talking and yapping away and just playing around with like a toy. But in reality, you should treat AI very seriously because we're in the age of AI. 2026, we are definitely in the age of AI. We have self-driving cars like Waymo, Robotaxi, Tesla, Zoox from Amazon, and some other things. I have a robo lawnmower that I don't even lawn my landscaper no more. So I essentially let go of my landscaper, my virtual assistant in the Philippines. I let go of my bookkeeper, Daniel. I let go of numerous things. And now I have a website from this doing my website, but I'm thinking of in the next 4 weeks, probably gonna let them go too, because I have built an entire system and agents that can actually do on my behalf while I'm sleeping. It took a lot of time and work to set it up, but once you set it up and you have it running routinely, with the new tools and advantages you get recently, then that will help you essentially to grow and scale your business over time. And the hardest part is knowing how to set it up, prompting it correctly, using the right prompt. So instead of wasting your time chatting like, oh, now, how you doing, this and that, like a phone, I want you to think about more like a strategic partner, advisor, a team member, a whole team. When you start thinking along those lines and start thinking how to grow your business, then that will essentially help you relieve your time as a business owner and an entrepreneur, especially if you're a solopreneur, if you're like a small team, it helps you alleviate some of the constraints and pain points you have. Because number one, you really can't hire someone who's really executive level or really top brass from Ivy League schools or who's the expert in that field. We just can't afford that. So that's the reason why I advocate for small businesses is to leverage AI as much as you can, learn about as much as you can. And that's why I have a community. I coach over 100,000 people. I have a large school of people and do it for over 5 years. And my main niche is just AI and real estate. And we offer a free checklist, AI 2 checklist. We help get started. It's free. We'll click the link below. It'll help you get started, give you ideas, and help you on the way to add value. But yeah, so I want to show you a quick example, and I give you one secret Claude Code prompt that you can use to give you better insights and increase your business. So I want to share my screen and and show you one example and how we do it here. Okay, so I'm going to run this and share this one here. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we have I'll put Claude Code. Okay, welcome back. And minimize the zoom here. So many meetings. I do not. I said, please let me focus. Every meeting, every single day, nonstop. Okay, so welcome back, JW. Good. Now let's just let it run. Okay, that's doing my social media. I'll show you how what we're doing here. Okay, so in this example, what I'm going to show you here is essentially how you're going to get this one to produce some content for you. Like I'm making YouTube video like this, or I'm making content I post. Essentially, I post almost every day. I say I post these 5 times a week. And what I want you to understand is that when I think of these posts, it comes from my heart and my soul, right? It's more originally from human. So what's very important is that it must be a human touch from you to make it authentic, make it resonate with human. Because everyone connects on a human soul level and they resonate with you through that. And that's how they trust you and believe you. Um, and now AI won't necessarily replace your soul and your authenticity because that's what makes you you and uniquely you. But what it does, it helps you reduce the mundane tasks, what I refer to back then as the $1 task. So my VA, I say, hey, why don't you send an email back to him on my behalf? Or why don't you post some things on social media? Why don't you answer the phone call, get a gate code for the customer? Why don't you pay this bill? I approve it. So there's always approval level in my firm. So as a CEO of Greystone, what happens is I used to have a human worker, a VA, my executive assistant, who do work on my behalf. To send me an email, I'll approve it or review and approve it. So I do the same structure in my AI team now. I have a three tier system where they work, then it sends to me, and then the middle layer is the manager Jarvis, and he approves it and it sends to me in an email. And the way I set this up, and this was it was work because it's tricky how you set this thing up. And when it comes to me, I say, okay, I review it and I approve it in the email. And that's how that works in the system. And I can kind of show you a little bit of my team structure and then we'll go through like example one, how I use one of them. Okay. So here's my team structure. If I come in here, I go to my executive org chart. I'm gonna pop it real quick. I produce this to a live website for myself. So this is a great executive team right here. I decided to make a flat organization. I had three layers, but originally I had Azure Sophia. But Azure Sophia didn't really deliver what I wanted. So I actually hired and fired Azure Sophia because I felt like it wasn't serving me purpose. I want more like a flat sort of family-oriented organization because I don't want it so like large. When it gets large, you get lost. When I was working in Big Four, Pricewaterhouse Consulting, as a tax consultant, tax software consultant, we utilized Vertex and RIA. So we looked at the code sections, worked with engineers, and I had to say, what's the issue with this tax coding from the language perspective to what we actually use in real life preparing tax returns and stuff like that as a tax preparer. And so I found too many layers not good in organization. I feel like if you make it flat, especially if you're a small business, a solopreneur, if you make it a flat organization, it'll be a lot better for you guys because it'll be just like, okay, maybe you have one COO like I do right here, right? Seven direct reports and one mission layer, 24/7 always running. So I have this is me right here, and this is Jarvis right here. And what it does every single day, I get a daily output report, synthesize money roll up, absorb technical execution, account for time delivery. Then I built Katie, which is my very important marketing officer, produces content, YouTube, and everything else. Now, originally she said I want to hire Ashley, and I gave permission and budget to hire Ashley, but Ashley turned out to be not so useful. So I said, no, Katie, I want you to do the work. I want you to run 24/7. I want you to run the schedule, and I want you to do it. And then you send to Jarvis. He reviews and approves it under what I call four eyes review. In my world, accounting, in most part, any world, you need a manager approval. So if a pair does work and it goes to my middle manager layer, he reviews and approves it, and it comes to me through email. So I look at more a higher level. But I see something wrong, I go back to the manager and say, hey, you know what? There's something wrong there. You need to check this area because I feel like from high level, it don't make any sense. So then Jarvis will say, okay, boss, let me go back to Katie, and Katie can see the minutiae, revise it, bring it back, and bring it up. And I said, Jarvis, this is very important for you guys. You always got to prompt the AI to say, Jarvis, I need you to continuously learn, build a skill. The skill is like instructions, update it, and I have a second brain that it stays on memory so it doesn't use most of your tokens. Because when you use too much of Claude, it uses a lot of tokens. But if you use Opus, which is the highest level thinking, Opus 4.7 now, sometimes you need to use Sonnet. But what happens is when you use that, I use a lot of tokens. So I said, Jarvis, remember this so next time you don't do the same mistake again. So as it evolves, you're improving the skill, which is very critical. And we'll do another video on about brand voice, but right now this is very important about how you get this AI agent to work for you. So I built this whole thing. It took some time to set up, but essentially now is running, is working. And it does its role, and I get a daily update from jars at 9 a.m. to my email. Just like a human, he sends me an email and I read and approve it. Okay. Now let's go an example of like Katie. Katie producing a social post. So I'll show you what I prompt and how it would schedule it as well. Now in this video, if you're new, you haven't set up Claude Code, you just got to go to Claude Code, yeah, website here. So I'll start from the beginning. I assume you don't have Claude Code, and I'll do it from like step by step. You come in here, Google. I just go Claude AI. And there's two ways you can do it. You can say Claude AI here, and you can do it online. So you can log in. So I log into my email. If you have Gmail, you can log in. You can log in some other ways, but I have Gmail. I think most people have Gmail. So if you do have it, just follow the Gmail process. It's probably simpler. Continue. Now it says Happy Monday. This is my productive work day, so I'm very happy. As an entrepreneur, I have a lot of soul and passion helping other people, like my students, my members, and also growing my firm. So this is why I love adding value to you guys and telling you some tips and tricks in here. If you want personal one-on-one, obviously I have a separate private coaching session for that as well. Okay, so now what happens is, what happens here is first, once you log into here, now if you're new, you just come in here. There's gonna be a couple of sections. This is redesigned, so they're always evolving, always updating. They're very competitive landscape. Next week, this can change. So I'm showing you this today, April 27th, as of now, but this can change next week. Okay. So AI is always like this. This is new design. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But right now, we'll talk about how do you use Claude Code to get social media and help you automate your content and make it to your style. So now what I do is you come in here, there's something called projects, which you can do, which is nice. But I prefer Claude Code. And the reason why I like Claude Code is because it has the most functions versus co-work. So you can have a separate thing. You have some co-work and you have code here. So you have dispatch, which is when you're away on your phone, you can tell it to do and it does it for you, like an autonomous worker. And there's also like co-work. So dispatch is part of co-work. So you want to use dispatch as co-work right here. But I prefer Claude Code to do a lot of my automation setup there. And there's a reason why for that, because in Claude Code, what it does is that it gives you more ability than co-work. Co-work is like maybe 70, 80%, and Claude Code actually does 100% of the work. So it can actually build you like beautiful websites, applications, mini SaaS, a lot of stuff that's not trapped into the sandbox. What happens was I was using Cowork for like 2 or 3 weeks, almost a month, and I realized that a lot of things are very frustrating. What you're gonna realize is it keeps asking for permission. It can't generate image from your local files because it's trapped in the sandbox. So you have to use Cloud Code, which goes in the cloud and just takes it out and goes out. So if that's the case, I'd rather use Cloud Code. So so that's the advantages of Cloud Code. So now let's say like for me, I generate posts and I come from, like I said, it comes from my soul and my own thinking. So sometimes when I'm taking a shower, I get a download and like, aha, oh, I should have thought about this. So we call it downloads. Or sometimes when I'm taking a walk or exercising, something pops in my head, like, wait a minute. And also how I get inspiration is that I look at other posts on social media and other kind of, I guess, people who are doing this in the same space, I guess influencers, if you will. And I say, hey, maybe seems right. Maybe apply to my own niche. So my own niche is just AI and real estate. AI and real estate. I'm the AI and real estate guy. Okay, I buy multifamily. We do an assisted living. I do storages and I do storage marketing. So if you know anyone who needs assistance with marketing, Google Ads, I do that as well. So what happens is in this situation, you want to come in here and you want to put like, okay, so let's say you want to make a post in your niche. So let's say you do I'll just give you an example. Okay, let's say you do AI. You talk about AI and what's and how it works in, let's say, Airbnb. That's for example, right? Then you say, write me trending topics and hooks from viral videos, okay, that related to my topic. And I want you to write very carefully, like if you have short-term rentals, rentals, and show how, AI can help. So that's example you want to talk about. You can do that. Okay, I'm just giving you some topics. But now for me, I want to show you an example of how I do it in real life so you can see how I post. Okay, but that's an example for you to kind of get an idea. So now it's like some of these I think like okay, I thought of a post idea yesterday. I said, you know what? I want to write this out and I want to show you a post. So I did something like this. I use ChatGPT sometimes, and we bounce each other off. And I said, give me an idea. And I said, Aiden right here. So Aiden's my nephew. He's a very smart, young teenager now. And I knew him as a little boy growing up. And I said, well, Aiden's a great, compassionate guy, very nice. And I want to name this AI Aiden because he's helping my community, my mastermind, welcome people, show them, put posts in there, show them resources we have for Claude and AI. And I said, you know what? And it just came in my head yesterday. Let's make a post on social media. And that's him right there. And that's in the family. But I said, let's make a little post. And that's little him with his little boy, Aiden, kind, smart, and compassionate. And I want Aiden to be my face of my mastermind because he's compassionate. He knows how to welcome people and give you that warmth like a human being. And I said, you know what? Let's make a post. And I said, I want you to write. And I told Chadwick, give me a post. And we take this and we post it in Claude. So I'll take this. I said, this is my nephew Aiden when he was younger. He has a big smile. He's positive energy. He's always been a kind, warm, natural woman. The kind of person you gravitate toward even when you're not trying. So I chose the name Aiden because of my real life nephew. And I want to incorporate that into my mastermind because I showed you in my whole AI org chart I built out, Aiden was the name I chosen for my mastermind community because I want to welcome them. My community is kind of like a family. We help each other, we grow, and we scale in real estate. Okay. And now he'll be the face of my mastermind, and he'll be warming, social, kind, and smart. And I come back to here, and I said, I want you to schedule a post. So I'll give you an example. Um, Here, I think it was in here. Choose an email. Okay, so I could put it in here as well. Code, I'll use code. I say, okay, so schedule a post for this is already scheduled today, but I want to give an example so I can show it to you. Let's say Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central Time. I live in Central Time. Um, and I use an app called Blotato, which is really good. It's kind of like a buffer app where it takes all your one post and you can post it all the channels. I can show you that in a little bit. But post in Blotato and write this script. Okay. Now I just copy this. I'll just copy something like this and I'll copy it and I'll paste it in here. And then there's two ways you can do the image. You can actually add it yourself to the app Potato, or you can actually add it here. So okay, there's three ways you can do this. You can add it to this folder to my second brain called Osbian. So you come in here. It has something called Osbian, which is my local drive. I put everything in here so that it doesn't use the tokens of Claude. So you come to Social Media Hub. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of social media hubs here. And I could put a folder and it's called Aiden AI. So I can go Aiden AI. And then you can actually copy and stick that folder in here. You paste it in here, okay? Then you say find. So in here you say, okay, you say find the picture of my nephew of Aiden AI. And you can actually attach the picture that you save from this ChatGPT image, like right here, the one I had up here. You can save it like this, save image, or add the photos, or save image. Now, you can take this and you can save it to your downloads or that folder. Um, so you go here, you go to Osvian, and you go social media. So let's go social media here. Aiden AI, you can save that. You call it Aiden AI. Now you save this there, and now you tell go look at it and get it. So it knows who it is, and it will post it for you. And you can even grab it here and show him the picture so there's no confusion. So he knows what you're referring to. So Aiden, so social media hub. So you can grab it here too to show him so there's no confusion and post on Wednesday. And it will do that. So when I hit this enter, I won't post it because I already posted something today, but I'm just showing you an example for the YouTube video. But see here, it's gonna post my nephew's face when he was younger. Obviously, he's a little older now. But now he's gonna post it up and it's gonna run this now in this Claude Code. And the advantage of Claude Code is that you can actually take that image from your file and downloads. Whereas when you use Codework, it's trapped in a sandbox, which people don't realize until you actually play around with it. And you can't grab that image. It's a real annoying thing. So the way Anthropic built this was a little bit compartmentalized. It was like kind of like you do your own thing in that sector, separate department, and his separate department, and they don't really chat with each other. It's like okay, the simplest way I explain it to you is that you have little kids playing in one room, but the boss, the mom or parents can't see what they're doing, so there's no connection, and that's kind of silly, right? I don't know. I find it a little silly. So that's the issue. That's why I like Cloud Code because your whole function of the 100% of the ability you do it in inside Cloud Code. So you can take the photos, and actually output it to the Blotato, which is this app right here. So this is an example that I'm putting up. They create an image. Blotato can use Nano Banana or some other image generator. I think it's Nano Banana using here. But Blotato is an app like this. It's called B. And I have an AI checklist at the end of the video. You can grab it for free. I have the link below, but it's called Blotato. Blotato. So Blotato, and it creates these for me. Okay. So what it does is that you can create posts directly through here. You can type a text and add a picture through here. So there's several ways you can do it. You can show you like you can add to my second brain. You can post it directly. You can connect different AI like ChatGPT or Gemini or some different ones like Manus, OpenClaw, stuff like that. But in this situation, if you want to use this directly, like just to itself, you can actually post it yourself and just put it in here and it'll post all these connections here. And how you do that is you come in here and they'll say which one you want to post, and you got to connect all these. So there's a connection here. When you settings, it's gonna say who you want to connect to. You have Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all these things like that. So I connect all these here, and you can make a post. Now the way I do it is through Claude, and you see, okay, I found it, ready to ship. All right, quick before I schedule, and each AI platform like LinkedIn, Facebook has different kind of character limits. So what it can do is this architect, this brain, I call him Jarvis because my COO, will have Katie prepare the work, my CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. And Jarvis has to actually review the work, send to me for approval in the email, just like I'm working my real life job back then as a tax director and a tax technology consultant. And I would actually review and approve it in the email so it can actually post this into Blotato, the app. So it's Claude and then Blotato. So now it does all this and say, oh, we need direct compression, some warmth. Can you do that? And the API. So this you gotta check and you gotta try to fix these things. Or you can what happens is we have a connection through MCP and some other ways, Chrome. It can connect that way too. But it tells you something like connection or got lost, something you gotta fix that, and it'll post it. And it gives you recommendations on how to post and when to post. And I won't post it, but I'm saying this is how you go ahead and post this post to grow your social media channel. Okay. So that's how you essentially do that. And you want to use Potato, I have a link for you below so you can use that. Okay. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.